Okay, welcome back. So we are still on topic 7, lesson 4, and we are doing the core activity. So let's go ahead and take a look. It says sketch the graph of each elevator ride described. So here's A. Start the elevator on the 4th floor and make the elevator rise at a rate of 1 floor per second. So here's the key part right here. Start the elevator on floor 4. So I'm looking at the floors, right? So here's floor 4, and each one of these is 1 second going by. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going up 1 floor per second. So going up, there's 1 floor in 1 second. Here's another second, another floor, and I'm just going to keep going up at that rate. And it looks like I reached the top, so I'm just going to make my line go across. Okay, because the elevator went up at 1 floor per second, and it couldn't go up anymore because this is our top floor. And we're done with A. So let's go ahead and look at B. Start the elevator on floor -3 and make the elevator rise at a rate of 2 floors per second. Okay, so we start at -3. We're in the basement. So here's our start at 0 seconds. Okay, at 0 seconds, we start at floor -3. I'm just going to put a dot there. So that's our start. And we rise 2 floors per second. So I'm going to rise 2 floors and go over 1 second. I'm going to make a mark there. And I'm just going to keep doing that. Up 2, over 1. Okay, so I'm going up 2 floors per second. Oops, not there. So I'm going to go ahead and make my line. And again, once I hit the top floor, I can't go up anymore. So I'm just going to go across. Okay, letter C. Start the elevator on the 11th floor. Well, here's the 11th floor. And make the elevator descend at a rate of 1 floor per second. So I'm going to go down 1 floor per second. Down 1 floor per second, down 1 floor per second. And I'm going to go ahead and make my line here. All right, letter D. Start the elevator on the 12th floor. So I'm going to put a dot here. And make the elevator descend at a rate of 2 floors per second. So I'm going to go down 2 floors per second. Down 2 floors per second. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and follow that path the best that I can. I can actually keep going here. And once I get down to -3, I don't know what's going to, we have to stop for at least a couple of seconds because the elevator just can't go in the other direction too fast. It's pretty heavy. All right, so why do some of the graphs end with a horizontal segment? Okay, so we talked about that a little bit, that once it reaches either the top or the bottom, that it kind of stays there for a second. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type in, why do some of the graphs end with a horizontal segment? Because the elevator was not moving at that time. All right, let's look at question 3. What is the meaning of the point 7, -2? Okay, well, what does 7 represent? 7 represents time, and the -2 is what floor we are on. Okay, so let's go ahead and type in. It means at the 7th second, we were on floor -2. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. So suppose the hotel has 2 elevators, elevator A and elevator B. The elevator's rides are described. Sketch the graph of elevator A and elevator B on the same grid. Use 2 colors, one for each elevator. So I'm going to say that A is going to be purple. And then I'm going to say that elevator B is blue. Okay, so elevator A, start at floor 5. So I'm going to start at floor 5. That's my start at 0 seconds. That is my start. And a rate of 1 floor per second. So I'm going to go ahead and mark these. And of course, once we reach the top, it's just going to stay here at floor 12 for at least a few seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and make my graph. Now we're going to do floor B. So elevator B says start at floor 2. So there's floor 2. And a rate of 4 floors per second. That's pretty fast. So I'm going to go up 4 floors, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1 for 1 second. 4 floors per second. So here's another 4 floors, 2, 3, 4, over 1, up 2. Okay, so our elevator is going to look like this. It's going to go up, and it's going to keep going up at a constant rate. Once it hits here, it will even out. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next one. Elevator A, start at floor 11. So here's floor 11. This is my start at 0 seconds. At 0 seconds, floor 11. And at a rate of 2, let's see, start at floor 11 at a rate of 2 floors per second. So if I go up 2, 1, 2, it's going to be like up here. So really quick, it's going to reach that 12th floor, and then it's just going to stay there because we can't go up anymore. All right, elevator B. Start at floor -3. So we're in the basement down here again. Here's -3. And it has a rate of 2 floors per second. So up 2 over 1. Okay, up 2 floors over 1 second, up 2 floors. And you're just going to make this pattern here. And we'll go ahead and make that graph. Okay, so you'll do the same for these here. I'm going to go ahead and do letter D, and you guys can do C and E on your own. But I'll go ahead and do one more. So this one here says elevator A starts at floor 11. So here's 11. That's my starting point. And has a rate of -1 floor per second. So that means I'm going to go down 1 floor per second. Down 1 floor per second. That is my rate. Elevator B starts up floor 11, so same starting point. This one has a rate of -3 floors per second. So that means down 3 floors, 1, 2, 3 per second. So down 3 over 1. And our graph will look like this right here. We're going to stay at floor -3 for a little bit. But we don't actually go up, but that's kind of, see if I can fix that a little bit. Okay, so C and E are very similar. If you can do these, C and E would be no problem. Okay, be sure to watch the next video, which is the consolidation activity.